I'm on that tonight.
Wait. Not yet. Because you have to do the thing first. My nose is itchy. I swear I'm about to sneeze. No. Not that kind of itchy. Yeah, that kind of itchy. Whew.
Salute.
I feel better now.
You feel better?
Feel a little better now.
You feel a little better now.
I have to watch my own commercial? How lame is that? I guess because I'm seeing it. Hi, kitty. Taco Tuesday! But we're not having tacos today. Alright.
Yo!
Okay.
What if we're not going to get a lot of people because they're causing people out tonight?
It could be. Could be.
My diehards will be here.
Yep. Quite a few diehards. Who's calling us? The phone is ringing. It's Alabama. Why aren't you on the YouTube?
Hi, Gopher Green. Hey, you are live on my live stream.
You hurt my feelings.
Hey, Anna.
Hey, Anna.
We were busy online, so.
What? Are you going to get on now?
No, they're online. They're online. So we're going to get on your channel.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Grandpa.
Bye.
Hey, Amanda. Hey, Philip. Always New Times. I keep forgetting their names.
Old ways, new time.
No, is it? She has to remind me.
She's my motivation.
Teresa. Hello. Good morning. Good evening. Hey, Wayne in the house.
Sup, Wayne?
Donna. That's it. I
thought you weren't gonna make it, Wayne.
Thank you, Donna, for reminding me. Alright, we're just gonna kinda let it fill up a little bit in here because we have some good stuff tonight. Alright.
So Wayne has been ignoring me on Skype now.
Why?
Well, ever since, he's been busting my chops.
Right, about getting on
Skype.
Uh-huh.
And then when I got on Skype with him, he didn't know how to work Skype. So we spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out how to talk back and forth. And now he's like, I ain't talking to him.
That's funny.
No, that's not the real reason, but we'll talk about it in a little bit.
I would not deny you the pleasure of my presence.
Oh, you gotta watch his video on making pretzels.
Why?
Well, one.
Hey, Karen.
One, it's a fat guy making a pretzel.
Right, well, that's always funny.
So they're not.
But is it just me?
They're not. Stop! I'm talking. They're not beautiful pretzels. But dang.
I'm back on now. I don't know. It's line for a second there. I'm not sure what happened. Anyway, so Simply Circus. Hey, Josh. Hey, Nicole.
Josh and Nicole in the house.
Simply, we sent your t-shirts yesterday in the mail. Yeah, we saw it buffer for a second, but I think it's good now.
It was probably the kids getting offline.
Alright.
Because it is still kind of early. If it buffers again, I will use the AT&T hammer of authority and call into the house and say, get off now!
Alright, let's see. What we got going right now? 22. We'll wait a little bit longer.
22.
I haven't watched...
We got 22.
Yeah, but we're going to go up further than that. Tanya... Let's see. Go for green. Woohoo!
So, hey, you guys were just on the phone. What happened? Get it done.
25, 26. Yeah, we'll keep going.
Okay, so while we're...
Old Alabama Gardener. That's a new one. I don't remember seeing that one.
So while we're building up, let me say first, I want to...
Winter masses on.
I want to give a shout out to some people. And this will be me and Mama's channel shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Go for Green Living. He did his 22 for 22 push-ups
With Anna.
with Anna doing jumping jacks last night. And I must say, for a Navy guy,
Pretty
they were
good.
okay looking
Whatever.
push-ups.
No, they were good push-ups. You did a good job, Daniel. I was
Old
proud of you.
ways, new times called their
Congressmen and senators.
their representatives
Yep.
yesterday. Simply Circus, he's doing something that's really cool too,
Okay.
and I didn't know about it until today,
Okay.
until a little bit ago. He's reaching out, whether it's Sky. Okay.
He said our two videos went up today. We're still buffering a little.
Got to do it. Excuse me.
Alright, we're not buffering.
Get
now.
everything offline, please. You're making us buffer. Thank you. Have a nice day. No need to respond. It doesn't make any sense.
No, we're not.
We're all green right there. So.
Yeah. And that's red. That's what I don't understand. We should be.
Y'all refresh. Tell you what, you gotta hit the refresh button. Y'all see if that helps.
Hold on.
Hold on a minute.
I gotta watch my own commercial.
No, you don't.
See, because our connection's saying we're good.
I know.
I don't understand.
Good. Maybe everybody's playing a joke.
They gotta see it. He's got the phone. Look out.
Okay, so that's what Simply Circus is doing. He's reaching out to 22
There we go. Okay.
of his veteran friends and acquaintances.
Wayne says, I want to do 22 pull-ups where I pull 22 donuts up to my mouth.
USA Kiwi is starting tomorrow. I think she sent me a message. Her and a friend of hers saw her share the post on Facebook, and they're going to start walking together for 22 minutes.
We've had people saying they're doing that kind of stuff, but they just don't have videos for it. Right.
Yeah. Well, shoot me a message to let me know. That way I can help get the word out.
Right.
And let me tell y'all something. If you are not subscribed to Grandpa's Farm, you're wrong.
Yeah, no kidding.
You're just flat out wrong.
Yep.
And I'll be the first one to admit, you got to get to know Grandpa to be able to kind of understand Grandpa. Even by his own admittance. But let me tell you something. He put out probably
Buffering again.
the best. Go see if they're offline. The best video for the 22 for 22 so far. It made me cry. So, go over there after our live stream tonight, watch his videos, take some Kleenex, and watch it. He did an awesome job. Yeah, we're checking on the buffering because it's not registering that we should be buffering here. Don't understand what's going down. So Mama went inside to lay down the hand of Mama on it to see what's going on. Yep. Uh-oh. Should have went in there with it like a GoPro or something, and y'all would have watched Mama turn into a samurai. So, because it's even buffering on my Chromebook, but it's not buffering. It's not saying I'm buffering on the Wirecast.
What's wrong?
Okay. Is everybody off now? Yeah, they were on it, weren't they?
No.
Yeah, right.
It was just the TV, though, but I'm on it. Alright.
Did you pay your cable bill?
Yes. Oily sent you a message. Did you get it? Where's Oily at? Oh, there she is.
There she is.
I see her. Okay. Refresh. It came back. Alright. I'm looking at what we got going on, and I think it's telling telling us our connection's good and we're alive, so we'll just kind of run with it and see.
Well, sometimes all this awesomeness is hard to get onto the World Wide Web at one time, so y'all just got to be a little bit patient.
Right.
But anyway, so I covered Go for Green, Grandpa, Simply Circus, and Old Ways, New Times. Yeah, and I think
what's
that's
great is that what I'm really enjoying is that it doesn't have to be push-ups. It doesn't have to be sit-ups.
Nope.
Everybody is doing their own thing.
Their own thing.
You know, it just seems like everybody's got their own take on things, but anything you do, you know, even, I mean, I get the joking about eating 22 donuts or eating 22 ding-dongs. I get it. But at the end of the day, you really should do something. So, and that's my 2 cents.
Alright, so before Mama starts on her oil class, I want to do something. And I hope I don't embarrass.
We're having 22 seconds of buffering. Leave it to Grandpa.
I hope I don't embarrass this guy. But
you will, but it'll be okay.
Over the last couple of weeks, I have become really good friends with Wayne from Wayne's Country Living. And once we finally were able to connect on Skype, and he was able to learn how to make the audio work on Skype, we talked for the better part of an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we're starting to develop a pretty good friendship.
Right.
Well, this weekend
was kind of rough.
It was kind of rough for him and his family. On Sunday morning, his father-in-law, Raymond, how do you say that last name? Nell, because with the K, it messes me up. Raymond Nell passed away Sunday morning. So, I don't normally do the praying on the live stream. That's kind of Danny's and Brad's. But I thought that tonight I'm going to say a short little prayer. Let's just have a moment of silence. Nobody typing in the chat box for us, please. And let's take this moment and let's everybody pray for Wayne and his family. And that way Wayne and them, they can take a moment of silence and remember their father-in-law. So if everybody could, no more in the chat box. And let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight with a heavy heart. Lord, we lift our friend Wayne and his family up to you. Lord, help them understand your will with the passing of their father-in-law, Raymond. Lord, wrap your arms around that family. Comfort them in this time of need. Lord, I also ask you to be with all of our veterans that may be struggling and fighting. Lord, let them know that there are people out there that do care, that they can reach out to. Lord, we ask you to be with Wayne and his family over the next couple of days. Lord, let everything go with the services and everything without a hitch, Lord, and let there be patience during this time. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Alright. So, now, let's wait for everybody to catch up. We're good to go. Alright, so who here is ready to learn about some oils tonight?
I get the computer.
Okay, so at first I was going to do a Q&A, but I figured we kind of did that with Miss K last Friday. So, one thing that I think helps a lot is going through the oils and talking about the properties that they have, the uses they have, things that they're in that might help. So I've seen everybody in this chat, because I'm normally the one monitoring the chat. I've seen a lot of people talk about depression, insomnia, reflux, a whole bunch of things. And so I thought I would go with something. I was going to do just start at A and work my way down. But then I kind of got put on my heart that what I needed to do was start trying to address some of the things that are going on within the people that we usually follow. So tonight I'm going to talk about cedarwood. Let's see if you can get that. It's cedarwood. Okay. Now I don't know if you could tell, but my bottle is almost empty. It's right about there.
Halfway.
Yeah, no, it's less than half. That is because we use it a lot in this household. I didn't realize it was this low. I should have ordered more on my last order. But the first thing is, let's talk about how it's done. They steam distill it, and they get the oil out of the cedar wood itself. Okay, so what properties does cedarwood have? Well, the first thing is it's antiseptic. When I was doing a little bit of research, I even found where it says that it'll protect against tetanus. So that's pretty cool. The germs, tetanus germs. It also defends against toxins within the body, internal and external. But, and I'm going to cover this several times during this discussion, cedarwood is not an oil that you want to ingest. It is extremely powerful, and you don't want to eat it, drink it, none of that. It will make you throw up, and you'll find that out when I start telling you some of the properties. You'll realize why you don't want to ingest it. As far as with the antiseptic properties, what it does is it can give your white blood cells and your immune system a break, and allow them to recuperate whenever there's an infection in your body. So that, and what you do is, obviously since you can't ingest it, you can either inhale it or you can put it on topically. Do you have any questions so far?
We Tree Bonsai asked, can anyone make these essential oils at home?
Okay, from what research I've learned, the amount that it takes to make the oils, generally speaking, it takes an awful lot. Like for instance, lavender. It takes pounds upon pounds upon pounds of pressed lavender before you've got a bottle of lavender. So as far as making it, I mean, you could try, but I don't know that it's going to be as pure as if it's being steam distilled, or, you know, like anybody could take some cedarwood and soak it in olive oil, and I'm sure you would pull some of the properties of the cedarwood out of the cedar. But when you're starting to talk about therapeutic grade, a lot of that, you know, they use some pretty high-tech equipment to be able to do that.
Yeah, Miss Candy Hill agrees with you. She just said you can, but it's not as good as a quality as doTERRA.
Right. So, and for any matter, anybody that is making this their primary goal, company-wise, I mean, like when you have grocery stores selling it and things like that, I'd stay away from that. But when you have your companies that are selling just essential oils, do your own research. Find out which ones work for you. But that's my 2 cents on that. What else you got?
XZ, or Philip. He said, kind of like making your own car, LOL.
Yeah.
Like that old Johnny Cash song.
Yeah.
I got a fender from a 54.
Put it all together, right.
Getting it one piece at a time.
And here's the thing, even with that song, you know, he ends up with a car that works.
Yeah.
But there's so many pieces together, the identification of what it actually is pretty confusing. Okay, so another thing, it's anti-inflammatory. And that's a huge thing here in this house, because it helps with inflammation of joints, so arthritis. Huge thing here. You can take just a few drops, rub it in your palms, and then apply it to wherever you need it. Another thing is you can sit in a bathtub, 3, 4, 5 drops, somewhere around in there, and just let that soak, and it will definitely help out your joints. You can inhale it as well. It has strong enough properties that even if you just put a couple of drops in your palm, cup it over your nose, and inhale, that can work as well. What is so funny?
Wayne.
What is he saying?
I made my own oil to put it on my dry skin on my elbow. I ended up growing an extra arm. It's cool though. It's easier to scratch my back.
Wayne, you killing me. Okay, so another property it has. It's antispasmodic. I'm trying to say that one a couple times fast. And that's any spasm. That can be respiratory, your intestines, muscles, even the heart and your nerves. I did a little bit of research. It even talks about helping with tachycardia and with heart palpitations. Because it's an antispasmodic, it stops those spasms. So, like with me, I get really bad spasms up underneath my shoulder blades. So just a little bit of that in some carrier oil, like coconut oil or a lotion, just rubbed into those muscles will help those muscles stop spasming. If you have restless leg syndrome and that causes you to not be able to sleep, or you have any kind of nerve damage that would cause that, like Jason has pinched nerves that will cause his legs sometime to crawl. This is another thing. This is an oil that we use a lot to put on those muscles so they don't spasm. It also helps with respiratory seizures and asthma. Again, with that whole spasming concept, with it being an antispasmodic, it's going to stop those spasms, or at least aid in helping those spasms to stop. What you got?
Okay. Donna wants to know, little freaky Donna, she wants to know, can you mix the oils into another medium so that way she can get full body massages and back massages?
Okay, so there are some oils, and if you've watched us at all, everybody seems to know the oregano story. The right way to do oregano, and even any other oil, if you want, you can use a carrier oil or a carrier lotion. Oregano is so strong that I will put it in any lotion I have on hand. Cedarwood is pretty much the same way. If you have a lotion that's not scented, or it's just a plain, hand lotion, body lotion, whatever, take your lotion, put it in your palm of your hand, drop a couple drops, rub it together, and then apply.
Okay, We Tree Bonsai wants to know, since the skin is the largest organ, can you overdose by getting too much through the pores and on your hands?
Okay, so, I mean, technically, you could theoretically overdose on anything. I mean, you can overdose on sugar. You can overdose on tea. Drink too much tea, you can end up with a bladder infection or a urinary tract infection. I would not recommend dumping the entire bottle on your body, obviously. But one thing, and I'm sure you guys heard this because Miss K is really big about this, less is best with this oil. You don't need 20 drops in your palm of your hand. I know it seems contrary to what we believe, but one drop, and it's an oil, so it spreads a lot further. It doesn't take a whole lot to use any of these oils. What?
You never should have shared it.
Why?
Because Bass Family Haven says you can flaming taco yourself, but OD, I doubt it.
Yeah.
So, Amanda's Garden asked, does this work for skin irritations, ringworm, or fungus?
Yes, absolutely. I was getting there.
Okay, sorry.
No.
Got us in trouble.
It is antifungal. It does have antifungal properties. You're kind of jumping ahead, but what I wanted to tell y'all with the antifungal properties...
Good job, Amanda. Get the teacher man.
Between there's a couple of oils that are antifungal, not just cedarwood. You also have cinnamon oil, which is made from the bark, lemongrass, clove, and eucalyptus. Those are the more popular antifungals. You can definitely use them for that. What else you got?
Nothing yet. They're just picking on me about the whole flaming tacos.
Oh, okay. All right. So it also has tonic properties. It tones organ systems, your organ systems, including your skin, which we said was the largest organ. It can also stimulate metabolism. Again, because we're not ingesting it and we can rub it on our belly, it can... Do I do this to you?
Mm-hmm.
Do I really? This is annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I really need to work on that for next time. Okay, so... go ahead.
I'm going to butcher this name, but it looks like
Tyrolean Rhea?
Tyrolean Ray wants to know if you would post your notes online for a later review.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And Winter Bass said that she's behaving because she hasn't mentioned anything about midget wrestling in a thong yet.
Not yet. But we've got oil, so anything's possible, right? Okay, so now let's talk about astringent properties. This was one thing that I did not know. It can help toothaches. And I know this sounds weird, and I want to do a little bit more research on this, but it says because of the tonic properties, you can put it on your gums, and it will grip your gums, help your gums grip your teeth so that they don't fall out. I thought this was really interesting. I had to do a little bit more on this. But the thing that I want to research more about is if you're not supposed to ingest it, then I would imagine that after you put it on your gums, after a period of time, I would guess you'd have to rinse it or whatever for that. So we're going to look that one up. Be looking for me to kind of go a little bit further on that. We don't normally have any real big toothaches or anything in the house, so we'll just kind of see if, does anybody have any experience with that at all? Okay, so the other thing, and this is getting a little kind of yucky, but whatever, it can help with diarrhea.
Linda Lane says, my granddaughter is pregnant and has heart palpitations. Is it safe for her?
No. Okay, let me go ahead and get that one out of the way. If you're pregnant, don't touch it. Don't even go near it. Not a safe oil when you're pregnant. Now, as soon as she's not pregnant, maybe. And that's where I wanted to caveat this. Anything that you hear me say, you definitely don't want to just jump in based on what I say. Check with your doctor, check with your dietitian, whatever you've got going on, to make sure that this is something that's going to work for you. Because once again, these are very strong oils that we're going to be talking about here. And because, like Weetree pointed out, a lot of these you're going to put on topically, so they're going to go into your system a lot faster. So you want to make sure that you're very careful with these things.
Okay, Donna S. says, you said cedar oil for spasms. Any other oil for that? One, my daughter has mild cerebral palsy and frequent seizures.
I will look it up.
Candy Hill said she wanted to know if we are distributors, and the answer is yes.
But I'm not really here for that right now.
Right, but we do have a website.
Yes, you can contact me anytime you want. But I'm more here to teach you right now than I am to sell anything. I'm not really worried about selling anything. That's not really why we do doTERRA. We do it for what we're doing right now, which is to share it with other people.
Old Ways, New Times wants to know, does it help with fibromyalgia?
I believe so. I didn't see anything directly linking to it while I was going through stuff. I did see a lot with arthritis, and it does help with nerves. And fibromyalgia, if I'm not mistaken, has to do with nerves. So I would think that it would help. I could do a little bit more research. Who was that asked? Is that Old Ways?
Old Ways News Times.
Okay.
Yes.
What's making you laugh?
Wayne, a few comments back, said that he looked pregnant. Did that count?
Yes.
And
that's enough.
And I kind of let that one go, but then Simply Circus came in and said, "Me too, Wayne. He's 76 months overdue."
Well, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this. You know, there was a time where Jason looked like he was pregnant too, and we used it just fine on him. It kind of helped get the baby out.
Yeah. It was a baby elephant.
The big old trunk. Alright. So, old ways, new times. I need to find out a little bit more about fibromyalgia. Who was the one with the seizures? That was that Taryn Reyes or whatever. Okay. So, or no, that might have been somebody else. Whoever asked about the seizures with their one that has muscular dystrophy, is that right? Okay.
Are there any that would help with chemotherapy side effects? My neighbor would like to know. Lonely prepper homestead.
Is Oily in here?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is she helping out at all?
A little.
Okay, good. I'm gonna look it up, but Oily, you can get on that one too and help me out. Chemotherapy. We'll find out about that one. Okay. So we've already talked about antiseptic, anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, tonic, and astringent. The one thing we were getting ready to talk about is it can help with diarrhea. Because what it does is it tightens the muscles, and you know it'll help with that, with your digestive system. Because what it does is it tightens up where your digestive system is and helps with that. It can also, with the astringent qualities, it'll help protect your skin. So from toxins and bacteria. If you have a cut or anything, you could put it on the cut, and what it does is it dries up the skin and puts on a protective barrier, so that you don't get any more infections or anything, any exposure to bacteria.
Okay. Grandpa's Farm asked about, is there an oil that helps with weight loss? I said yes. But now Doc Kovalchevic, Doc Ski. That's what I'm going to call you, Doc. You're not going to be Doc to me because of Bumblebee. You're Ski. Every time I say Ski, I'm referring to you. He wants to know about the weight loss one too, and that might be one you want to do next week. Okay, so
we can talk about that. There is a blend for that.
Yep.
There are some other oils by themselves that will help, which kind of segues into the next thing. Even though you can't ingest cedarwood, it is a diuretic. A lot of people, my kids, think when I say diuretic that means it gives you diarrhea, but that's not what it is. What it does is it increases how many times you go to the bathroom. And what that does is it removes fat, waste, all of that. And the thing is that
there won't be anything left to Wayne.
Right. It gets rid of fat, gets rid of excess water in your system, and toxins like uric acid, and all of these things that I just talked about can cause obesity, hypertension, high blood cholesterol, high blood pressure. I'm sorry, rheumatism.
Let me jump in here. Oily just come back. She was researching the
fibromyalgia.
She said wintergreen helps with fibro.
We know. Okay, so fibromyalgia is one problem, but there are a lot of problems that kind of do have the same things. Like we were talking about neuropathy and the things that happen, the damage that Jason has in his leg. We use wintergreen and cedarwood a lot together. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. I wasn't thinking about what we use on you. I want you guys to have sure knowledge, not just me guessing. But we do use wintergreen a lot, and it would make sense. What?
Whoa.
No, I don't guess on you.
No.
I don't. I do not guess on you. No. Anyway. Okay, so what else you got?
That's it.
Okay. So, back to being a diuretic. This can also be helpful with gout and arthritis. Urinary tract infections. It's a huge thing for that. And what they tell you to do with that is to take those oils, rub them on your on your palms.
Hey,
and
Tall
then
Oak.
either rub them on your back where your kidneys are, or anywhere in your stomach region as well. Okay, so now I want all the guys that are watching to take these 2 fingers, and I want you to put them in your ears until I go like this, which means you can take your fingers out of your ears.
Oh, God, she's going to talk period stuff.
So ready? Do it. Stick your fingers in your ears. Okay, women. This is an excellent oil for regulating your cycle if you still have one. Some people don't. Some people do. But if you do, why are your fingers not in your ears?
Because I'm in charge of this.
Oh, okay. Well, you can still do it like this. Anyway, what it does is it can stimulate your cycle, make it happen. It can regulate it. It also impacts.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Is that? Oh, I think Grandpa was being
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, he's being funny. Okay, so it also impacts the hormonal functions of the glands in your endocrine system. So it can help with the symptoms that you have while you're on your period. So mood swings, nausea, fatigue, all of that stuff, it's going to help with that. So, okay.
Amanda's Garden wants to know help with, looks like endo, E-N-D-O.
Where? Help with endo. I don't know.
Don't know what endo is. Would it help with menopause?
Yeah. There's a women's blend that has cedarwood in it, and that is very good for menopause. So I would assume yes, it does help with it. But I would recommend the blend instead, because there's other things that are going to help with emotional issues. Endometriosis.
Yep.
Again, have to look that one up. I would imagine yes, but we can look it up and find out. Okay.
All these answers and stuff that she's saying that she's going to have to look up, we will put it either in the description or she'll write something in a comment.
Well, I'm going to put my notes too, so
Yeah.
we'll do all of that together. Okay. So now, do I have all the guys? No?
Tall Oak, it is cedarwood. Cedarwood.
Okay. So I put this up. Everybody's good. Okay, thieves oil is good for okay, so the doTERRA version of thieves oil, I believe, is On Guard. We'll have to look that up and see. Hysterectomy
for
for
that
crap.
So
glad it's gone.
But guess what? It still grows. Nothing kills it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. We're just gonna leave it alone. She'll tell you later.
What are you talking about growing? Because what you're talking about, the hysterectomy, isn't that when they take out the playpen but leave the playground?
Yeah, you need to get hit for that one. Okay. Where are we at time-wise? Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
We're doing good.
We got nobody behind us. We can go all night.
Okay. Expectorant is the next property. Anybody know what an expectorant is?
Is that when your wife is expecting it and you better run?
No. Okay, so it can eliminate coughing and phlegm production. And what you would do with that is either inhale, or you can also rub it on your throat. The other thing is it'll help with headaches and red or watery eyes that come with cough or cold. You could take just a drop, put it on your fingertips, and then just above your forehead, like above your eyebrows on your forehead. Just be careful not to get it too close to your eyes. What you got?
Bass family says it gets rid of lung butter.
Okay, that's disgusting. I will never think of it.
I think everybody knew exactly where you were going, because everybody's like, mucus, cough out the yuck, cleans out the mucus, da-da-da-da-da.
Lung butter. Nice. Okay.
And then Wayne wants to know, do we have anything for a man period? You know what time of the month when the storm has passed but the damage is still there?
You mean the menstrual cycle? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Now, another one, and this kind of...
Bass family says, is there an oil that will take out the equipment on the playground because they want to keep the playground, just not the rides.
Y'all are killing me with this. Okay, so the next one. Cedarwood is a good insecticide. People will take this oil and they can diffuse it. It'll keep mosquitoes at bay for a little while. I mean, here they're the state bird, so there's only so much you can do. But here's the thing with things like these oils, you know, you can put this on your child and not have to worry about the DEET and all the stuff that they put on, all the chemicals that they put into repellents nowadays. The insect repellent blend that I'm sure all of the companies make does include cedarwood. And it's a pretty powerful repellent. What? Some people will take it and sprinkle it either on their pillow or on their sheets at night to keep the mosquitoes away while they're sleeping. What?
Grandpa.
What did Grandpa say?
He said he's in the market for a new playground. His old one packed up and left.
It was a pack and play. That was very funny. Okay. I'm almost done, guys. We don't have too much longer before I'm done. And I'm going to eat my lunch or my dinner. Okay, so here's the one that none of y'all want to hear. This is where I have all of you like ready to get cedarwood. Everybody wants cedarwood. And this is where I'm going to lose everybody.
Okay.
Cedarwood is a sedative.
Hey, you ain't selling that one to this crowd.
It is soothing. It has calming properties. That's the other reason why I used to use it on you, is because it would help you. It relieves tension. It can help relieve anxiety. You can use it with aromatherapy by just simply diffusing it. We didn't keep our little oil diffuser that we have. Yeah. You can get these fancy schmancy water diffusers where you put the water in and it does cold steam out that diffuses it into the air. We used to have one of those and it broke on us because we used it way too much. And
everybody thought you was going to say expensive, and now Kitty said, "Yeah, wrong crowd for that one."
Yep, exactly. So if you really are actually trying to not have insomnia, this is one definitely to try. What it does is it induces the release of serotonin. So if you know anything about how the chemicals in the brain work, serotonin then is converted into melatonin. Some people have tried taking, I know we've got people in this group that have tried taking melatonin, but in this case, what this does is actually makes the body create it rather than you just ingesting melatonin. So what you would do is it makes the brain release the serotonin then converts into melatonin, and the melatonin is supposed to make you tired. It induces fatigue and drowsiness, and it also helps you to remain calm and get restorative sleep where you actually feel like you rested, you just didn't sleep. What you got? A lot of people saying, no, I don't want any.
Well, no, they're saying, well, wait a minute. If we take this, and then there'll be nobody in the insomnia club, and then what will we call ourselves?
The sleepers.
And Wheatree said, well, this is kind of like a squash crowd, not really a learning class. Poor Oily's doing her best to try to get the stuff out there for the chemo. But everybody's just typing so fast about
what does she got?
insomnia.
Peppermint is a stimulant, conservative focus. Yes.
Donna wants to know, do different people have different reactions? My family is known for traditional medicines.
Yes. Okay. So it does. You can have different reactions. You can. Let's see. Everybody's body chemistry is different. That's why whenever you're looking at these oils, several oils will have the same property. There will be a lot of oils that have antiseptic properties. There will be plenty that have antifungal properties. So what happens is if one doesn't work for you, you can try a different one. They're not always all going to work for everybody. And I mean, I've heard several people in this chat say lavender doesn't work for them, but there might be something else that does.
Tall Oak Farm said, we muscle treat for oils, needed or not.
What? We muscle test for oils. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Uncle KK, this is a Mama's giving a class on the essential oil cedarwood right now.
Yes. Okay.
Best to just hang the wall and watch.
Doesn't work on vampire bats or cleaning the bats out of the closet. Okay. So.
Hey, Anita.
The other thing when we were talking about fungicide and things of that nature, it definitely, I heard some people ask about skin irritations earlier. If you take a drop of melaleuca and a drop of cedarwood together, you can use it in your facial soap for acne. It also works well for dandruff, because dandruff really is just dry skin. What are you laughing at?
Keep going.
Okay, so what you can do is just put some of that into your shampoo and put it in, or you can even do just the oil by itself, let it sit, and then rinse it out. What?
Bass said that Bass and Wayne were going back and forth. I missed the first part, but Bass said, you got the lampshade and I'd be the one in the backyard howling at the moon or talking to the shrub. And then Wayne said, well, I would ask you what that shrub just said about my mama.
Okay. Anybody out there have a child, grandchild, friend's kid with ADD or ADHD?
Raise your hand. Sometimes I think people just raise their hands because they hear me say raise
That's
your
fine
hand.
if they do. This is an oil.
Hold on, they just said.
Okay.
Don't get ahead of her, Oily. Yes.
Okay. I am a child. I'm a child with ADD.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so ADD, ADHD. With all the things that I've told you, it makes sense that this oil will help a child with ADD or ADHD. You can either rub it on their chest, rub it on the bottoms of their feet where the pores are the most receptive for the oils, or they can even inhale it. You can put it on a diffuser necklace. Some people will just spray their clothes with it. Like I was telling you before, I have a friend who sprays her curtains and her couch with lavender. She homeschools. This is another oil that she could try to spray to help kind of normalize and ground. You know, it's got grounding effects, very relaxing, mild sedative properties, so it's going to kind of calm that child down a little bit and help with that.
Anita wants to know, what if you're allergic to cedarwood?
Okay, then we jump on to another oil. And that's the thing, that's what I was saying, is that there are tons of oils out there. So you just have to find the one that's going to work. If you have an allergic reaction to one, then we just work on another one. We try to find a different one. If you want me to kind of help you out with that, definitely just send me a message and let me know. And Oily, that's a good point. Sometimes just because you're allergic to a specific thing, you might not necessarily be allergic to the oil, because of depending on where they extract it from, there might be different, like, you know, like lemon oil, it's not from the juice of the lemon, it's from the rind. So, you know, there's different things that can play in that allergic reaction.
Okay, Basics the Living says, what to mix it with to spray on everything?
You can, and I know this is going to sound funny, you can put it with water, You just have to shake it up real good when you spray it out. We do that with our peppermint oil. We put peppermint and water together, shake it up real good, and spray it. The great thing about that is what happens is when the water has the oil in it and it hits your skin, the water will disperse and apply the oil onto your surface.
What's up, Dutch? Why is Dutch in our house and we're out here in the school house?
I don't know. Okay. Another one, psoriasis, eczema. If you take cedarwood and add a little bit of lavender to it and apply it to the area, that's a good one too. I know we have some people in here that are allergic to lavender, so definitely wouldn't mix it with the lavender. Maybe a different oil. Anxiety, if you're just dealing with just plain old anxiety, inhale it. You can just open the bottle and just smell out of the bottle. That's the thing about these bottles, guys. A lot of times, a lot of these properties are simply inhaling it. And a bottle like this is 250 drops. And that's a lot. But that's if you actually put it...
I see you old ways, Steve.
Put it on your skin. If you inhale it, you're not even taking any of the oil out of the bottle. So, what did you have? Something?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Let's see. So the urinary tract infection, I talked about that. Anything going on with your
pee-pee?
Anything like that, infections, especially female infections, bladder, urinary tract, anything having to do with that, just apply it on your abdomen, lower back, in that region. Anything else? Okay.
They're still joking about ADD.
Okay. Now.
Okay, Par family, what was that? Sorry, what was the oil for anxiety?
It's the same one, cedarwood. That's the one that we're talking about right now. Cedarwood is in a grounding, like if you go to whichever oil company you go to, they always have a grounding blend. If you look at the contents of a grounding blend, it's going to have cedarwood in it, and that's to help, not to be confused with the calming blend, because there's a different blend that's calming. That one has lavender in it. So for all of you that have adverse reactions to lavender, you don't want to go with the calming blend. You want to kind of go towards the balance or the grounding blend. Okay,
Tall Oak Farms. Do you use a carrier oil to mix for the spray, etc.?
I mean, if you're going to use it to distribute the oil, then yes. But if you're going to do, like if you're doing a spray bottle, like one of these little, you can go to Walmart and get one of these little bitty spray bottles that you can get in the travel section. They cost like 50 cents to $1, something like that. We usually fill it about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way full. We put maybe 5 to 10 drops of oil in it, fill it up the rest of the way with the water, shake it up real good. And really, you know, oil and water don't mix, so every time you use it, you're going to have to shake it to distribute the oil throughout the water.
Okay, Basics to Living asks, if you could only afford a few oils, what would they be? Which ones would they be?
Depends on what you're trying to do with them. This one, that's what I was getting ready to tell you. This one is rather cheap. It is under $20. It's probably in the $10 to $15 range for most people. Maybe a little bit more. But again, with it being 250 drops, this isn't a small bottle. This is a pretty decent sized bottle. I have had this cedarwood for a year, and we're just under halfway through it. So as far as 3 oils that I would use, I would definitely get peppermint, because peppermint works for a lot of different things. I would get lavender, because again, it's got antiseptic properties, it has antibacterial properties, it has a lot of different properties as well. So I would definitely use peppermint, lavender. And then my third one, for me personally, I would get the women's blend because that blend has saved me so many times when I was extremely uncomfortable, and it was definitely worth it because I can apply it anywhere at any time and carry with me, and it's probably the best $20-$30 that I spent.
Lonely Prepper Homestead wants to know, should we try them one at a time to see what the effects are?
Absolutely. I would not recommend you just swathing yourself with a bunch of oils. This is no different, in my opinion, than when you do a test. Like, you know how sometimes they tell you in directions, like if you're doing a cleaner, it'll tell you to do like a swatch test on your carpet or somewhere. You can hide it if it does something that you're not expecting. I would definitely do these one at a time, and that's kind of what we did. When we first started with essential oils, we bought a huge kit, but we only did like one oil at a time to see what it would do for us.
Okay. Weetree wants to know, and I think I can answer this one. He said, can we put up a list of 10 or so oils that should cover multiple conditions? What would they be and the cost? Weetree, I think the best thing for us to do is we have a website that is strictly just for the oils, and it has all the prices and stuff on them there. We'll put a link to that website because then it covers all the oils, because it's going to be, what you're going to be looking for is different for each person.
Right.
Tall Oak Farm, lavender and cedarwood are the duct tapes.
Duct tapes are the essential oils. Absolutely. That, and then, in my opinion, peppermint. Peppermint's another one because that can help with sour stomach, reflux, headaches. I mean, peppermint you can use for everything, and a little goes a long way. Yeah.
Grandpa's Farm wants to know, how do you administer the oil? And that one depends on the oil.
Yes. There are 3 typical ways of doing oil. You can either inhale it, apply it topically, or ingest it. So that's the 3 ways that you do it. And each oil is different. Like I said, with the cedarwood, you would not ingest this one. You would only inhale it or apply it topically. All right. Let's see. One thing I read I'm really big on.
Jesse wants to know if you're starting them with a child, would you just start with like 1 drop on the foot, or how would you do it?
Okay, again, this is going to depend on the oil. When we started with lavender, and even with the cedarwood, yes, let's just go with cedarwood and we'll go with that. If you were going to do for like tension, ADD, ADHD, anything like that, yes, I would put 1 drop. I would put it in your hand, rub it together, and then apply it on the bottoms of both feet. You're still going to maximize the coverage area, but it's still only going to be that 1 drop.
Now, oily says, or just smell it, have them smell it
Yes,
first.
you can too, and that's another one. Because of how strong and powerful this oil is, a lot of times, that's why this oil has lasted as long as it has, because a lot of times it doesn't have to be applied topically. It can be inhaled, and you can literally just open the bottle and just take your hands around the bottle, kind of like this, open it up, and just breathe it in.
Bass Family wants to know, is there an oil to help with to help people stop smoking? Guys,
yes.
There's a lot of chatter going on. If you guys would a question, put it in all caps for me, please.
Yes, there is. One really popular one is black pepper oil. There are definitely other ones, but that one seems to have a lot of effect. We bought it to try on Jason's dad, but we've never really gotten around to it.
Black pepper, yeah. That's what she just said, oily.
Black pepper is really good for that. Let's see. Okay. So also with ADD and ADHD, you can use cedarwood, but one thing that I read an article about where they tested children with ADD and ADHD. They did an initial test on them, and then they applied over 30 days, 3 times a day. They gave them cedarwood and vetiver. And vetiver is another one we'll talk about. Both of those oils, over that 30-day period, when they tested them at the end of that 30 days, there was up to a 65% increase in their focus. So definitely something. And here's the other thing too about these oils, guys. Sometimes it doesn't work right away. It's not something that, you know, like a good example is
Bass family wants to know what you mean by ingested.
Eat it.
Eat it.
Drink it. Put it in your mouth. Swallow. Remember what we were talking about with all of these properties. You don't want to eat this because of what it can do on the inside. What it does on the outside, we don't want it to do on the inside. But back to the ADD and ADHD. There was a significant improvement in focus with children with ADD and ADHD. And that's a pretty powerful statement right there. Up to a 65% increase. That's pretty powerful. Again, we were talking about arthritis. With arthritis, you can just draw a bath, 4 or 5 drops, put it in there, and that works really well. It's worked for me. I get it real bad in my hands and in my like with sore feet. You put a little bit of cedarwood in the water and soak in.
Simply, we will send you. Email me your address. We will send you some black pepper oil.
Okay. Okay. So that brings me to where we're at. It's 9 o'clock. Okay. So surprise, surprise. I want to give away some of this oil. I have a smaller bottle that I'm going to put some of this oil in. So, how do we want to do this? Anybody have a creative way of determining who gets the oil? It's obviously not me. My tea is empty. Any good suggestions? Wayne, I want to hear you chime in on that.
Wayne just said dibs.
So what do I do? How many drops? Where? Okay, so it's going to depend. If you're using it for a diuretic, you want to put it down around your abdomen area. If you're using it for concentration and focus, you want to put it on your feet, back of your spine, or on your back or your spine area or the back of your neck. If you're using it for its expectorant properties, you would put it on your throat. Another thing that I didn't get a chance to talk about just yet was hair growth. So any of y'all that are having issues with hair growth, mix it with some thyme, rosemary, and lavender, and apply it. And this is one of those that you have to apply over time. 6-7 months, a little bit in your shampoo every day, and it can help some people with hair growth. All right.
Okay.
You got a number?
Go for green. You're not even funny.
What did he say?
I think he saw me.
With the number?
Yeah. Okay, I wrote down a number and I'm going to give it to Mama. The number, we have 72 people in here, and when I wrote it down there was 70, so the number is between 1 and 70.
Wait, before we go any further. Grandpa, that is a good point. I said you put it wherever you need it, but when you're talking about for your brain, you put it on your feet. Yes, because the thing is...
Stop guessing the number. It doesn't count yet.
The pores in your feet accept the oils a lot quicker. What was the number between 1 and what?
1 and 70.
70? Holy crap.
Okay, stop. I didn't say go. If you got it right, it doesn't count.
Okay, everybody stop for a second.
That's what friends are for, Teresa.
Empty Eric. Okay.
All right.
Brain power blend. The Intune, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna type tacos, and when I hit enter, that is when you start putting your number. See, Grandpa, you jumped the gun. And I'm only gonna take the numbers after the word taco appears. So,
are we fighting for? Cedarwood. Holy cow, this is going to take forever. Oh, that's for spearmint. I was about to say, don't plan on you. Yes, he did. No, he typed it, Teresa. Here he goes. He's going to get it.
Right there.
Always, Steve. You were so smart. I watched him do it, too. He went 1, 2, 3.
Always, Steve. Congratulations. The number was 3.
Number was 3. Okay. So
Whoops.
see, I did that too. I hate it when it happens. Okay, so I will be sending you some oil. Do me a favor. Send me your information at bigbearfarms@hotmail.com. Alright. U.S. Air Force in the house.
Oh, I ain't giving it to an airman now.
I was putting time out. That's an M. You cheated. Alright, guys. So I'm spent. I've given you what I got on Cedarwood. I'm going to look up these things. If you have any questions, baby echinacea. I mean, that's, you mean for the skin. I would be really careful with applying on babies. I'll give you a good example. Lavender is an awesome oil that will has got very calming and sedative properties. But I would never put lavender oil on a baby. But what you can do is put it on one of their toys, or not toys, but like, you know, a stuffed animal, or on their bedding, and then that way you still have the you'll still have the properties of the aromatherapy part of it, and you don't have to worry about it. So
okay, y'all, Mama gave her class on oils. We went from 70 to 66. Boy, some people got the feelings hurt, I guess, for not winning.
could be.
But Mama's going to be giving out a sample bottle of whatever oil she's talking about every week, like that.
Yes.
So,
So come back next week and we'll talk about a different one.
next week, we'll talk about a different one. All that. So,
Now it's Jason's turn.
now we get to talk about whatever we want to talk about. Mama will be,
Well, while you're doing that, you can start talking and telling people what craziness you got going on here in the homestead. It's 9 o'clock. Kids have to go to bed.
is that what
No.
you got? Wait a minute. Would that help you guys out if we stopped this one and then started another one?
We can do that.
I mean,
if
we
you
can do that
want.
and take a potty break.
Potty break? Yeah, we can do that. I know Jason and I both have dinner that we didn't get around to eating, so thank you, Willie. I appreciate that. Thanks for your help, because I obviously can't talk and look things up at the same time. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn this off. Give us a... Let's take... It is 9:08. Be back here at 9:18, and we'll...
Okay, Asher Anna, you were talking about Cedarwood and the vetiver for ADHD. That's VETIVER.
I don't need a potty break, Wayne. Y'all do. But let's take a potty break and see you guys back here at 9... Let's just say 9:20.
Sounds good.
All right?
All right, guys. We'll see you in a little while.
See you. Yeah, be there, be square. See you in a minute.